What's up, y'all? So for this video today, we're gonna be working on, well, actually I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a custom wing for your truck, mostly any vehicle, but for this video it's gonna be for my truck. We just picked up the piece of sheet metal. Nice big old piece of sheet metal. Yeah. Now let's go start the wing for this thing. Y'all, we're back at the shop and we got the big ass piece of sheet metal on the floor. First thing we're gonna do is get our measurements first and see how big we want to make the wing. I already have the design over here. I'll show you guys real quick. So this is basically what the wing is gonna look like. I got another piece in mind, but depending how this looks is if I will do the other piece that I'm thinking about, and you guys will see obviously how to make it too. But so far that's what's gonna be happening. And I'm organizing the shop right now, so it's a bit messy. I moved my paint table over there and kept like the work area over here because obviously I want to keep sparks away from that stuff. So that's the paint area over there. Well, my paint stuff's over there, and over here is going to be the fabrication side. Stay tuned. So the length of the wing is going to be 68 inches in the bottom. And by the bottom, I mean this. From here to here. So that's 68 inches. We'll figure the measurements up here and everything, but for now, I already marked the bottom, which is 68 inches, and we found center. And we're going to make a nice straight line so we can see. So that's center of 68. I'm gonna make another line down here. And that's the end of 68 inches, and that corner is the start. So now we're gonna make the top line, which is gonna be the height of the wing. Alright guys, so I got a little ahead, but that's fine. I'll show you guys what I did. So obviously I wanted a nice curve right here, so I made the length of the wing and gave it basically like a nice corner. This is like an inch out from here. This is a custom wing, so you can basically do it whatever way you want it. If I wanted it all the way down here, I could have made it, but I like how it looks right there, so we left it at that. And then I made this corner an inch higher, so it gives it that nice curve up there, and brought it down here at 3 inches, so kind of gives it like a sporty look. But like I said, it's basically everything's custom. You can make it whatever size you'd like. You can even go higher up here, bring it up here, anywhere you want, but I think for this design that I'm thinking of, it should look nice this way. And we're gonna punch holes through here, 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 and here. I'm not sure how many holes we're gonna make yet, so it depends on how this process goes, and the way it starts looking is what we're gonna be doing. So I'm excited for you guys to see how it's going to come out. Alright guys, so we already started cutting, and I came to this small problem. By the way, we're cutting this piece of sheet metal with this. Oops. With that. Now, obviously you guys can see the curve I made. And the problem I came with, that I actually ran up to, is this. When we tried cutting through here, obviously it's a straight blade, so it's only gonna go straight. So I recommend you guys to drill a nice small hole so you guys can turn the blade and go straight and be able to run through these lines without a problem and keep a nice clean straight cut. But yeah, I'll show you guys once this thing's all cut out. So I already went ahead and cut this down and grinded these edges down, and I cut this line and I gave this a little bit of a curve. I'm gonna touch it up with a grinder and stuff, but this is the curve I was talking about. It's not completely straight. I wasn't able to cut it straight with that thing. It was moving a little bit too much. But that's the wing so far. And the other piece I'm gonna make for this is I wanna give it another curve up here. So I just flipped it over and lined it up over there. Something like that. And basically that's the curve. And the shape is gonna be a two-piece wing. And this is what I meant. This is the way I'm gonna make it. And obviously you just trace these lines to give it the nice edge. And that's the height that that one's gonna have. So I'm gonna cut from there all the way over here and cut that way. And then this I'm just gonna shape it and do something with this and these holes that I made earlier. But yeah, so far you guys will see the progress real soon. Alright, what's up you guys? So today's day 2 on the wing. Yesterday I wasn't feeling so great. I feel a little bit better today, but so far we've got the pieces cut out or whatever I showed you guys. Today what we're gonna do is punch holes through here with my special little tool I got from Harbor Freight right here. It's a hydraulic punch driver kit. So this is my first time using something like this, but what this will do is you drill a hole through here and then there's a bolt that goes through there and you screw it onto here, and then basically goes on top, and then the hydraulic pushes this together, bites it, and makes a perfect circle. So I'm excited to use this brand new tool I just got, and it has a couple different sizes, like small ones, big ones. So I'll decide which size looks best on this thing. But yeah, that's for today. And I'm gonna shape this up because obviously I drilled holes through there and it looks ugly. So I'm gonna give this a nicer angle on here as well as over here. I'm gonna grind this down, make it all smooth and stuff, and think about how I'm gonna design this thing. So I already made some guidelines of where the holes are gonna be at, which is right there. There's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in this wing. And you guys always gotta remember, you guys can be as creative as you want. When it comes to this custom stuff, there isn't much rules, and what I mean by that is you can punch as many holes as you want, as close as you want, but this is the way I want it, so I made 6 holes. Also, this is the pin that has to go through here in order for me to use this. So we got to drill a hole through here, and what I like to do is, if you want a perfect, if you want the hole to be perfect, you grab one of these and obviously you line it up and you punch it, and it gives you a nice guideline hole right there. That way when you drill a hole, it doesn't move everywhere and you get a nice perfect hole. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oops. Nice perfect hole. Right where I wanted it. Obviously you see I made the same thing over here. Right there and right there. So let me just drill all these holes out, and then after we do the small holes, we use one of these, which obviously has different sizes, and that way I can get the size of this one without drilling different holes with this over here. So yeah, so I already drilled the holes for the punch to go through. It's a 3/4 inch hole, and now it's ready to punch the holes. I'm excited to use this new tool because I've been waiting a long time, so we'll see how this tool works out. I'm gonna set you guys down and start using this thing. Alright guys, moment of truth. Let's see how well this tool performs. So this thing's pretty much clamped down already. I'm gonna start making the first hole. It's hydraulic, so you just push this down and it starts punching the hole. Punch the hole straight through. Yep. Ta-da! Perfect hole, guys. Now, I was thinking about doing dimple dies. It's just that the time to wait on the dimple dies is pretty long, and I wanted to make this video already, so. And along with the dimple dies, with the dimple that it makes here, it gives it a stronger structure because, as you can see, this thing's flimsy. But don't worry guys, I'm gonna find a way to make this structure pretty strong. And y'all, take a look at this thing. It's actually starting to look like a wing now, in my opinion. I still gotta punch these holes yet, but once I punch them, I'll get back to you guys and show you guys. Yeah, I'm loving the look of this thing. Can't wait till it's finished. That's what it looks like so far. You got every single hole cut out. Looks really clean. I like the way the tool worked, so I recommend it. You guys are gonna make your own to use this tool. Very clean cuts. But I changed my mind. This piece is gonna go on the bottom, and I'm gonna cut this literally just straight here, like a nice triangle kind of thing. It's just gonna go on the bottom here, like that. And obviously I'm gonna give it a spacer, so it's gonna have a nice space right there like that. So the next step is drawing some lines out and cutting this thing down, and start drilling holes to put these two pieces together. And also I gotta think of a way to make this thing nice and what do you call it, stiff, because it's really, I mean, the sheet metal is pretty thick, but it's 14 gauge, but I want to make it more stable so that it doesn't wobble around too much. So I got this thing all cut out. Made it nice and straight with no holes in the way or whatever. But I was thinking about it, and this piece is gonna go on the bottom, so technically it's gonna look like this. And I went to the local hardware store and got myself some of these. Open it. Forgot what these are called, but if you go to your local hardware store, they got some of these. Damn, it's hard to do this with one hand. But this is basically gonna hold the wing together from here to here. And I bought these little rubber spacers. Which one is gonna go in here? If I can get it in. Whatever, but one is gonna go in there, and the other one is gonna go here. And this bolt is just gonna go through there, or whatever. And that's what's gonna hold it together. And then after that, I'm gonna go test fit this thing on, see what it looks like. And then yeah, so far that's what's gonna happen. And then, like I said, this is the first time I made a wing, so I gotta think through the steps. This is what it looks like so far. I already drilled the holes and everything, and these are the little things I told you guys about to to go buy at your local hardware store. This obviously goes through here. And I used these little rubber spacers, but it wasn't enough, so I had to use some washers inside there as well. And then the bolt bar, it's pretty stiff, not as wobbly as before, and it looks pretty neat. All it needs is the little brackets, and I ordered some things on Amazon to be able to bolt it on, and they're still not here. So once those get here, this will be finished. But next is the brackets, and then after that is paint, because I'm gonna paint this thing too. Looks pretty sick. Yeah, it's pretty easy to make one of these, in my opinion. All it takes is practice. Obviously the first one you make is gonna take a while, but after you make one or two, or if you just make one for your own vehicle, it's not gonna be that hard. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this thing came out. Looks pretty clean. So the next step is making the brackets for this thing, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. So obviously the tailgate has a curb and stuff, and this is the curb that it has. I'll show you guys how I got this. You put this on the side of your tailgate, or wherever you're gonna put this on, and obviously you can tell that it has a curve to it. So what you do is you grab like a little piece. You can use plywood or whatever, but as long as it's a spacer, and you put that piece of sheet metal on the side, and you go like this. You draw the line. It's like this. There you go. And that's how you get the exact curve of your body. Of your body. So yeah, that's a little trick I learned. Might as well pass it on to you guys. The next step is to fabricate my own brackets. Now I'm just thinking of how I'm gonna make these, because it has to be obviously a nice design and strong one. So let me give it some thought and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I ran across a little problem. So I went to go test this fit this thing on, just for the heck of it, and obviously the truck has a nice curve to it. On the bed it has like a little curve like that, on the tailgate actually. So I forgot to do that on here. Obviously this thing's completely straight, and when I went to go put this on, there's a gap here and a gap over here, and I would leave it, but it wouldn't look as clean, so I wanted to look as clean as possible. So I gotta cut this to there and kind of give it a nice curve. But it's alright, everybody makes mistakes, and at least I made them, so you guys don't do them. Alright, so we're just gonna cut this out. And I was looking at the brackets and I was thinking about it, but I don't think we're gonna do this design. I'm gonna try to make something look nicer. But yeah, stay tuned on that too. Alright guys, so I already made this, or gave this thing a nice curve. So this thing is almost ready. Still gotta do a couple touches to it, but I'm gonna start on the brackets. I think that's the way I'm gonna make them. Make some nice holes like that on the brackets, and then just get a nice piece of sheet metal and basically make two of these, and then weld a piece of sheet metal in between. You'll see once I make it, but that's the plan for this. So I just cut out the first bracket for the wing, and I gave it a nice little angle, I guess, where the wing, how it's gonna sit. But yeah, there we go. Now obviously this little corner up there doesn't really matter, but Yeah, there you guys can see it. That's how you make, or that's how you get this perfect line on your body. And yeah, now you just gotta make a couple more of these. So that's the next step, make more brackets. Okay guys, so to make these brackets, I already made 2 sets, and then this is the template or whatever. So I just basically drew it on top, and I'm cutting them out with this. And once I'm done, I'm gonna weld all these together and grind them down so they're all the same shape and stuff, and they're all exact. And then after that, I'm just gonna drill holes. And today I'm gonna go to Menards or Home Depot and grab some sheet metal so you guys can see what I'm gonna do with these edges. I cut the brackets out already, and to make them all even, I'm gonna weld them all together, because obviously there's some that aren't perfect, and grind them down even completely, as you can tell right there. Oh well, but yeah, we're gonna weld this all together and then grind them down so they're all even, and then those brackets are done. Alright y'all, as y'all can see, they're all welded together now. So next step is grinding them down and making them completely even, and then you guys will see the material I get from Home Depot. They have all been grinded down together. And if you want your brackets to be all the same, I recommend you guys weld them as well. Just gotta break them apart, but there they are. All the brackets. And that's how you make your brackets be all even. Obviously I just gotta grind these down on the edges and stuff, but now we got equal brackets. Let's go test fit them on, see if they all match on the truck. They should, but it doesn't hurt to check. There we go. Like a glove. All of them. So there are the brackets. So we are here at Home Depot, and I'm gonna show you guys what materials we need to make the brackets and finish them. Okay, so we are here, and they sell all kinds of sheet metal here and angle iron or whatever. But in our case, I think this one is gonna be our best fit. It's 1/4 inch by 36. That should be enough, but let me just look around. Yeah, this one should work. Flat bar, yep. This one should be the one. And if you guys need any sheet metal or whatever, you guys come here. We got some down there too. Alright, yeah, so that is it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna get more things done. About 3 pieces of metal, just because I got another idea while I was in the store. So you guys are gonna see what the idea is tomorrow. But this is the thickness we need for the brackets, and you guys will see what I mean by that. And these 2 other pieces are for my idea. So just wait till tomorrow and you guys will see the progress. We are back at the shop today. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do with these brackets, with this piece of sheet metal that we just got yesterday. Yeah, so I whipped out my little magnets, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is the plate. We put it up here, and obviously I got some magnets to help me out so we can start tacking this thing. Left a little space right there so that I'm able to weld onto it. So yeah, let me weld that. Show you guys the next step. guys. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to bend this down and then just keep going. So watch. There's a couple of different ways we can do this, but the way I'm gonna show you guys how to do it is you put it on the vise, you heat it up, and you just tap it down, and obviously just bring this down like that, and it'll go down in shape, and you weld it in and keep moving. Guys, so we just bent this thing with heat, as you guys can see. Now I'm just gonna tack weld these and then do the same process over and over. Okay, so I already welded it all together. Now I'm just grinding it down to give it a nice, you know, finished look or whatever. We just gotta do this side, smoothing it out, and hop on the next. Here we go, guys. Now we just gotta cut this off and start on the next one. Already went ahead and made 3 brackets. Still gotta make the 4th one, but there you guys go. Grind it down and everything. One more left, but I'm gonna start working on something else on this wing just because I ran out of sheet metal, and I don't want to mess these nice clean 2 pieces up. So the next step is, the thing I had in mind was making an edge on this thing like that. It's gonna have a curve down there and everything. I'll show you guys how to make the curve as well, but that's the plan I had. And then I'm gonna cut down these corners right here in an angle so it looks pretty smooth at the end as well. And I'll probably make a cut right here as well. So yeah, let me show you guys how to do that. I made this little handy dandy tool a while back ago, basically to bend this sheet metal. This, stick it in through there, and then you twist it and it'll give it a curve. I'll demonstrate in a minute, but first we're gonna get the measurement from here to here, a little bit before from where the curve starts. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna mark lines here in order so we know where to bend it. So just watch. Alright guys, so it was 4.5, so we already made the line right there, so just watch. So as you guys can see, we're already starting to make a curve on it. So obviously got to give it a little more. But yeah. Almost. I'm gonna curve it more right here. About right there. Check it out, y'all. There we go. That's how we make a nice, perfect curve for this thing. Just touch it up right here a little bit, but that's how we do it. Now we're just gonna measure from here, or probably just make a line there, and we're gonna cut it down right there. Yep. So I'm gonna cut this down and then I'll show you guys what's next on here. Made a little line here, which this is the angle this thing's gonna have. Nice curve and stuff. It's gonna give it a curve here and another one over here. Can't really see it. There we go. I'm gonna smoothen this corner out and stuff. But that's what I thought about yesterday, and I wanted to do it on here. So I think it's gonna give it more stability here because it's kind of wobbly still. It's gonna make it stiff, and this helps the center. And then on the other side is gonna have the same thing. That's why we got two of these. So yeah. Alright guys, so we made this thing already. This corner looks pretty nice. Just gonna grind that smooth once I weld this in. Then I came upon this little problem where it was straight and it was coming out a little bit too much. I wanted to cut it, but I just decided to curve it in a little. But yeah, it came out pretty nice. I'm gonna touch it up a little and grind it down a little more, and then tack this thing in and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so we clamped this thing down all the way, there's no gaps. And I'm gonna start welding, tack welding, so I can give this thing shape and start on the other one. Yo. Just tack weld it in from the inside so it's hidden or whatever. But right now there's edges here that need to be grinded down smooth, so I'm grinding it down smooth like over here, so it's all nice and flush. But yeah, next side is this. Check it out y'all, I got it all clamped down. She's ready to weld. Yeah, so I'm looking at this wing and I like it, but I'm not satisfied with the way it is. I really want this wing to stand out. So I was thinking, and like I said, I like it. It looks pretty neat the way it is now. But I want this wing to look like, well, to give the truck a look like it's moving when it's standing still. So yeah, I gotta really think about this, because I'm thinking about doing this same thing right up here. So it's basically gonna be this, but up here. And then I'm gonna give it a little, I don't know what to call it, but basically something like that, where it has an angle to it, like that. I don't know, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's gonna have a curve here, obviously, same as right here, but it's just gonna have slots like that. Probably 5 of them, that's what I'm guessing. And I hope that makes it look a lot nicer. So I'm gonna go run to Menards right now, get some more sheet metal or whatever, and see what this thing looks like, because I'm not too satisfied with the way it is now. So yeah, I'll be back with more sheet metal. So we just got back from Menards and I got my piece of sheet metal. Now I want this thing to have an angle like that. I don't want it to be like this. I feel like it's gonna look ugly. So I decided to make it like this, but I gotta make some extra corners for right here and weld them in, and then weld this thing back together. And then I'm gonna make some little slots like I said here, where they just go like that. It's gonna be pretty sick in my opinion. So we'll see. This thing's gonna sit on this angle and we're gonna cut it. I basically made a square here. A square. Obviously because it's 1 by 1, so I made a square. And then I made the line that's basically across the square. And this is just the angle that I was test fitting over here to make this other piece fit. And then all I gotta do is weld it together. Check this out, y'all. This motherfucker looks sick. Or at least I like the look of it so far. It's gonna be on an angle, obviously. And I tacked it, and then I cleaned off the welds. But yeah, that's what it looks like so far. Now I'm gonna do this other side. I'm sorry I didn't show you guys how to cut that or whatever, but I'm gonna do that one, and then we're gonna tack it on and see what it looks like. This little part I measured, and this was, actually I measured it in centimeters, 4.5 from the bottom to up to where I wanted it to line up here. So basically, it's hard to do this with one hand, but measured it like this. Four and a half is like right there, up to like right here. So that's the measurement I got, and I went and grabbed my piece. Let's say I was gonna cut this here. Drew 4.5 right there, and then we make this line. Obviously straight, but like that. And then I went ahead and measured from 4.5 to up here. 4.5 right here and to this corner. And that gave me 5. So I drew 5 up here. And then that's how you get this curve. Right there. And that's how I got that curve for that. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this other piece out and show you guys. Oh, basically like this, y'all. Now I forgot to tell you guys, I gave it another 1/2 inch from the original 5 centimeters or whatever because of the angle I put it in. So from there I gave it another 1/2 inch, which makes it around 6 centimeters. And this one, the bottom one, was 4.5. So makes that one almost 6. And then that's how I got this curve or whatever. And then I cut this obviously on an angle. I boxed it, I drew a box and made it into an angle. Now we're gonna cut this down and this and weld the piece on here. In my opinion, it looks pretty nice. Now I see this one's down here and that one goes up. And then we're gonna make some little slots that go like that. So I got this piece of cardboard and cut it and made it equal to this thing. So I'm gonna get my design out of here first and before cutting the sheet metal. So not gonna lie, y'all, I really love this shit. God damn, ya lo estoy quebrando por aquí mismo nomás. Well, anyways, breaking everything now. I'm not gonna lie, I like the way this thing came out. I feel like it gives it a nice, aggressive look. Guys, so it is the morning and I was test fitting this thing on and it looks pretty nice. It's obviously not on correctly, but I just laid it on there. Now, the thing I was waiting on, I canceled the order. I should have checked that Harbor Freight sells this thing, but it's basically this. Threaded insert rivet kit. Now with these little things, they're your best friends. So, basically you drill a hole and you, I don't know how to explain this, but you clamp it and it pulls the little insert or whatever, and you have a nice screw that you can bolt something through. So that's what we're gonna be using on this thing. Yeah, so we are back from Harbor Freight. Now these are the brackets I made. They're still not done, but I'm gonna make some holes through those and screw them onto here. Yeah, so for this I kind of just eyeballed it out, but that's where I wanted the bracket to be. So I just made some little guideline lines and made a line and did a hole. So I'm gonna bolt this on here. Well, before I do that, I'm gonna show you guys the tool that I bought. You screw one of these things on at the end of here. Obviously you screw it on and you drill a hole that's that size. And then what this does is it makes this thing shrink and it gives it another lip like this, and it holds it between the sheet metal. Check it out, y'all. That's what these things look like once they're installed. Now I'm gonna just bolt this thing on and start on that one. That's what it looks like. That lets you drill these things in, and obviously they're nice and stable. I gotta make one more up here and up here, but we're gonna start off with these two and then do those. Made some lines back here of where these brackets go, and I obviously made these holes first so I could see where I would put this thing at. So this thing's gonna sit right here, and then once I get these holes put in along with the little rivets, I'm gonna bolt this thing down and see what it looks like, and then put it back together and start making brackets for these. Check it out, y'all. So far that's how it looks. Obviously that's not the full wing, but I slapped it on and it's pretty stable. Well, now I'm gonna put that piece back on here. Look at this thing, y'all. Looks pretty sick so far. Te la mamalona. Tranquis. I'm just gonna put these other brackets on, and then I guess that's it for now. You see this thing? Check it out. It's already fully mounted. Looks pretty badass to me. But yeah, there it is. A full custom wing. And the next video I'm gonna be making is how to paint your custom wing. So stay tuned on that. Here we are. Gonna wash the baby. It's kind of late, but it's alright. This shit looks clean. If y'all don't like it, y'all at least know how to make your own now and do your improvements or whatever. But yeah, that's how this thing came out.